Hey, welcome back. This is Glycogen Cycling here, and tonight we have Wednesday Worlds. So I'm starting a new series. It's going to be a group ride review series. So I just love group rides, and figured I'd put a few criteria on every ride I do, get out the GoPro, and give my overall rating of the ride. So this is the Wednesday Night Worlds. It takes place every single Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. in Bonita Springs. So if you haven't come out already and you're in Southwest Florida area, come check it out. It's a really fast ride. It's awesome. It meets at the corner of Coconut and Three Oaks. So come check it out. So this one we have the GoPro on my bike, and we also have it on Eric's bike. So the rear is going to be the Eric cam, and the front will be the GC cam. So right now you're looking at Eric's camera, but this is the last lap. So I figured I'd do a full lap, just so you could see, and you can see where we're at in the top right corner. So right, that bottom left corner, that's turn one. So just like maybe 100 meters before that turn is the finish line. It's right before the train tracks, and that's where we, finish off the ride. So on this ride, I believe we averaged around 28 miles per hour. We had a good group out here. It was the wind wasn't too bad. It was coming out of the east, or the west, I should say. So right now I'm on the right hand side of the road, just trying to get a little bit of draft because it's coming from my left. So I want to be positioned on the right hand side so I can get, draft, because it's a slight crosswind on this section. And then when we turn at turn two, we have the tailwind. So yeah, this is a fast ride. It's we usually have like some of the strongest guys in Southwest Florida here, and we really hammer it. So I put a few criteria down of what I think is a good group ride. And you can let me know in the comments below what you think, but here's my criteria. So I have race-like, which means, how closely does it represent an actual race? You have speed, so how fast it is. You have route, you have safety, and then you have overall difficulty. So you might say, why is speed and difficulty not like the same thing? Well, speed you could have, if you have a really climby route, then it could be, not as fast, but the difficulty may be a lot harder. Does that make sense? So this one, well, I'll get to that in a second. But basically at this point, I was just pulling off, and Eric was, trying to be a sprinter right there and trying to sit in, skip a pole. Hashtag pull through at Cat3 memes. But I'm like, what do you think you're doing, bro? Pull through. So he finally pulled through, and yeah, you can see me right there in the ABD kit, and you can see my GoPro with the little red light flashing. So at this point, we're not going too hard, 250 watts. People are playing games already, just trying to, save a little bit, because usually what this ride is a 10-man team time trial, 10 man or so, maybe 15, depending on the day. But it's usually we just go hard for 5 laps. I didn't even say how long this ride was. It's 5 laps of this circuit, so it's right around 29 miles, and then we do like a short warm up at like 24, 25 miles per hour for like a mile. So it comes out to be like basically right around 30 miles. And we finish like probably just over an hour every time. So yeah, you can see here is my speed now and power. So yeah, when you're looking at this front camera, that's going to be my power, heart rate, cadence, speed. And then the rear, when you're viewing behind, that's going to be Eric's power and speed and everything like that. So, we're cruising at this point. We have a little bit of a tailwind, so you can see I'm just pretty much coasting at that point. We're going at 29 miles per hour. So really just sitting in, chilling, and guys on the front drilling it. But yeah, Eric is, well, at least today, he was the strongest one. He's a little bit of a sandbagger. Calling you out, Eric. He was in, won basically every Cat 5 race he did, and he cat it up to a 4. And he's a really good sprinter, not gonna lie. Like he can put a punch in. So you'll see towards the end here, like, number one goal of a race or whatever is don't bring a sprinter to the line if you can't out sprint them. So that's kind of what I tried to do. And this is the last lap. The lap before this, I actually tried attacking and I got a little bit of a gap, but I just did not have the legs to hold that. And that's kind of how this ride goes. Like, you're going so fast, like, 28, we're just holding that 29. Sometimes we're going like 30 plus at points. So like, if you want to break away, go for it. But it's really hard to actually like hold 30 plus to stay away for, however long you have to do that for. So you have to be like extremely strong to actually do that. And that's kind of why this ride is not as race-like as I ranked it to be. So I ranked it 7 out of 10 because there's not as many attacks. When you're on the front, you're going real hard. So there's not really much sitting in. Like, everyone does pretty much equal work, and no one's really playing games till the end. So 7 out of 10 because, not too many attacks, but the last lap, there's some games going. There's, everyone's trying to get a good position for the sprint, and so far it's always come down to a sprint. And there's this one little bump in the road, I should say, in this section right here. So if you really want to get a gap, this is kind of where to do it. That's what I did the lap before this. I got a little bit of a gap going just by attacking on this hill, but wasn't able to hold that off, especially with no one coming with you. Or with me. So we have Eric drilling on the front here, and I think this is the last pull he does. So, half a lap left, and he's just gonna sit in and chill now. That's fine. And I'm salty about this because he outsprinted me. You'll see in a second. But yeah, so for my ranking for speed, I did overall 9 out of 10 because, this is the fastest ride in Southwest Florida. It's like we've consistently averaged over 27. So, you can't really get much faster than that, I'd say. And this course usually has like some wind. It's usually either like a crosswind or headwind. I mean, it's a square, so you're going to have either a headwind, tailwind, and crosswinds at sections. So yeah, we have these Florida Velo guys. They like to drill it on the front every once in a while. And this guy in the front there, I think he's second wheel now. You'll see it better in a second when I attack. But he actually crashed the Saturday before this. And again, this is on Wednesday. And he actually cracked his top tube of his bike. And he's still crushing it. Like, I attacked him and he just like sat at his power and pulled me back, like hashtag Team Sky style. Yeah, I don't know why I keep saying hashtags, but it is what it is. So here's me again, sitting behind Eric. I know he's the one to watch. He's, always up there. He packs a punch. So if you can't out sprint him, at least stay on his wheel at least, or try to. So yeah, the route is my next ranking, and I said it's a 6 out of 10. So it's a good route, but it's nothing spectacular. We're just going in circles for 5 laps. So obviously there's something better out there. I'm pretty hard at ranking, so 6 out of 10 on the route. But safety wise is I ranked it 9 out of 10. I never felt like there's any sketchy drivers. We're able to take the turns really safe. Everyone's super, and this comes down to riders too. Like, the riders are all very confident. No one's swerving a lot. And here I go, I attack this guy. And you'll see he's just holding 29. So I have to go 31 plus just to get, a gap. And then I have to try to hold that because otherwise, if I don't, then I'm going backwards. And you can see very quickly I go backwards. I'm looking back now and he's drilling it on the front. So I'm like, yeah, this is not going to work. Especially I got like 2 or 3 miles left. Yeah. So yeah, safety wise, this route is really good. There's a bike lane basically on the whole thing, or a shoulder on the back stretch. So it's like cars never really give us a problem at all. And the riders are all good. And then overall difficulty, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10 because I know there's some strong guys in the Southwest Florida area that, are just going super hard every week. They show up every week just to try to finish this ride. And, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Like, it just depends. And you'll see, I after that attack, I was just trying to sit in and I had to sprint because another attack went. So this is where, it becomes more race-like. You're on the last 2 miles or so. Guys are going to start attack, try to get gap. And, yeah. So, yeah, overall difficulty, 8 out of 10. Yeah, there's rides that are definitely more difficult. But as far as, like, the ranking for Southwest Florida, I'd put this as an 8 out of 10. So that brings the overall ranking to a C+, which I don't think this ride should get. I think it should be more in like the B range. But that's just how my ranking system worked. But again, I'm a hard grader, so good thing I'm not like a professor because, the students would hate me. So yeah, now we're coming into the final sprint, and I know Eric's the guy to watch here. Eric or Tony, both of them consistently are up there and like really good at out sprinting me. So Eric's the guy right in front of me, and Tony, I believe, is the guy right in front of him, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So basically what I want to do is, get the jump on them. I know I can't like raw outpower them, but if I get a little bit of a gap and can just hold it for a longer time, then maybe they'll just not be able to catch me. So that's kind of what I do, but I kind of hesitated a little bit on the side of Eric. So he kind of knew I was about to go. And, I get up to 1100. I'm holding like 1,000 watts, but it just, wasn't able to get him. And then you can see Eric just flies past me, like flies past him. Yeah, I'm just going to hold Cat 4 power right here. Jeez. Yeah. And then his phone flies out of his pocket right there. See it on the right-hand side? So, yeah, that was a little scary. But he was able to retrieve it safely. But, yeah, that's the Wednesday Night Worlds. So, overall, I'll give it like a B. Probably one of the best rides in Southwest Florida. So, if you're around here and have not done this ride yet, I'd definitely come check it out. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I earned a like and subscriber, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.